3, 1. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1983 season is on the air. Today's date is July 29th, 1983. This is our final game of the month of July. We are at the Veterans Stadium for a big, important National League East matchup between the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Cubs come into this game a record of 49-50. They are one game under 500. They are 7 games back of the Phillies. The Phillies are 54-41. They lead the National League East by only by a couple of games, pretty much over the Montreal Expos. Actually, the Expos have more wins, but the percentage points favors the Phillies. This is the final game of the month of July. Final standings after this month will be posted in the Facebook group and the Universal Baseball Lounge, and you'll see where your favorite teams are at after this month. Davo 9, GLA, and Scooney join us here at Veterans Stadium. The Phillies historically won this game 3-2. They had 5 hits and no errors. The Cubs had 7 hits and an error. But Inside Pitch, we all know, usually has a mind of its own. So we got a very important matchup for the Cubs and the Phillies. Phillies trying to stay on top of the National League East. Cubs trying to get back to 500. They got to be over 500 and be in the top 3 in order to make the postseason. But hopefully we will see what happens here tonight as we go to tonight's game. I guess we should get started. Starting pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies tonight is Kevin Gross. He only started 17 games for the Phils. He'll be a night starter. 4 wins, 6 losses, a 3.56 ERA. We are at Veterans Stadium. Pretty kind of a pitcher's park. 122 home runs were hit here, +3 to strikeouts and +1 to walks. A bit of a pitcher's park, maybe neutral, but maybe does feature favorite pitchers a bit. And we are at the Vet. Nothing like playing on turf-covered concrete. The Veterans Stadium ruined many careers in baseball and football. Clay baseball fan now joins us here at Veterans Stadium. So let's get things started here as we go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Cubs will be the center fielder, Mel Hall. 283 average, 17 homers, 56 RBIs in 83. We're going to use powder blue, white, and red dice. Phillies are the home team. A good crowd here in Philadelphia, trying to stay above in first place in the division. Cubs, well, trying to get back to 500. Important game for both. Let's see what happens tonight. Gross, 3-5, strikeout 10. He'll get Hall. And that is the first strikeout for Kevin Gross. He had 66 of them in 83. Veterans Stadium does add 3 to strikeouts and adds 1 to walks. And that will bring up the second baseman, Hall of Famer, Ryne Sandberg. Absolutely. 261 average, 8 homers, 48 RBIs in 83. Gross will pitch. 3-6 against the righty, blank. Sandberg, 4-5, and that's a base hit. He'll hit one into center field, and Sandberg will start things off with a single for him. And that will bring up the first baseman, Bill Buckner. Through 280 average, 16 homers, 66 RBIs. He will make a very bad play in 3 years at Shea Stadium. We all know about that, but today he is a Cub. Sandberg had 37 stolen bases. And he gets the steal sign, and he's going. 15-0 from Gross. Diaz, -1 is a 14, and he is safe. Just got under the tag. Sandberg will steal second base on that one. Just got under the tag. They checked the replay. Oh, yeah, they didn't have that then. So Sandberg is on at second. Jimmy Jam and Jeremy Brooks join us here at Veterans Stadium. I knew Jimmy Jam would not miss a Chicago game. Strategy role for Sandberg. He'll stay there. Gross, 6-3. That's a blank. Buckner, 2-3. And that's a fly ball to left field. And Jeff Joe Lefebvre is going to go ahead and make the catch. Sandberg, a base runner 4, hit to left -2. Lefebvre -1, and it's a 6. Another 6. It could be a play, and there is a play. Sandberg still trying to go to third. A 2 to 5. He is out, and he is side retired. Sandberg gunned down, going to third base, trying to go after Joe Lefebvre, but he guns him down at third, and the inning is over. And how about that? Actually, a 1 to 5, he would have been out. Didn't matter. It was a 4, and that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Cubs, and a stolen base will go to the bottom of the first. Actually, a 1 to 5, he would have been out. And he is out of there. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs tonight is Dickie Noles. We've seen him in Fall Classic. Now we're going to see him in Inside Pitch. 5 wins, 10 losses, a 4.72 ERA. He gets the call for the Cubs tonight. Leading off for the Phillies will be the center fielder, Bob Dernier. 231 average, a homer, and 15 RBIs in 83. Scooney says he won't miss a Phillies game. Noles, 5-4, error on a grounder. Dernier, 1-1. That's hit to center field. That's a 4, and that's going to be a base hit for Dernier. Center fielder is Mel Hall. His error rating is a 2. He's not going to make an error. He'll field it cleanly, and Dernier is safe at first with a single. And now we will see the first baseman. Hall of Famer? No. One of the greatest of all time? Damn right. Mr. Pete Rose. 245 average. No homers that year. 45 RBIs in 83. Dernier had 35 stolen bases. And yeah, he's getting it. 17 plus 2 is a 19. Jody Davis plus 1. The only way Dernier is out is on a 20. He is not. He is safe easily at second base. He'll steal. Stolen base for Bob Dernier. He's got 35 stolen bases, a very high attempt rating. Does he try to take third? That is a 7, and he does get the steal sign to go to third. Why not? Dernier's going to try to steal third base. Again, the only way he's out is on a 20. And he's safe. Dernier will steal third base, so 2 stolen bases for Bob Dernier. And already the Phillies are in business. The infield will be called in, and Noles will do another strategy roll, and this time Dernier will stay where he is. Noles, 3-2, range play at the park. Veterans Stadium, 4-5. That's a ground ball to short, and that ball is hit to Larry Boa. His range is a 3, but the infield is in. It's a 1. He won't get it. Base hit, and the Phillies will take the lead. Bob Dernier will go ahead and score as Rose hits it right past Boa. And it is 1-0 favor of the Phillies. So, RBI single for Peter Rose. That'll bring in the run. And now here's the second baseman, Joe Morgan. Hall of Famer. 230 average, 16 homers, 59 RBIs. Still nobody out in the bottom of the first. Rose at 7 steals. That's a 20. Noles fires to first. But Rose will get back. Now Noles will pitch to Morgan. 3-2. Range play at the park. Veterans Stadium. 2-2. That's a ground ball to third. This time it's a range play for Ron Say. And he stunk. His range is a 1. He'll miss that one. It'll be a base hit past third. Rose does not have the speed to hold at second base. So 3 men up and 3 base hits already for the Phillies. Still no one out. And that will bring up this guy, Michael Jack Schmidt, Hall of Famer. Best third baseman in baseball history. 255 average, 40 homers, 109 RBIs. Rose on at second, Morgan on at first. Strategy, nothing on the 18. Noles will pitch. 2-3, that's a blank. Schmidt, 3-2, that is a ground ball to short. 3-3-4. Second base pivot, Sandberg +1 is a 5. They'll turn the double play, 2 down. Rose will move on to third as Mike grounds out into the 6-4-3. Now 2 outs. And here is the left fielder, Joe Lefebvre, 306 average, 8 homers, 39 RBIs. Nothing wrong with those stats. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Phillies a 1-0 lead, and Rose will stay put. Noles, 4-6, strikeout, 16 will just miss. Lefebvre, 5-4. It's a ground out to third, handled there by the Penguin. This time the Penguin will make the play and retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, and a couple of steals. Phillies jump out to a 1-0 lead here early after 1. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Cubs will be the third baseman, the Penguin, Ron Cey. He had a good year. 275 average, 24 homers, 90 RBIs, and 83. There is nothing wrong with those stats at all. Gross will pitch. 2-2, strikeout too high. Cey, a 1-4, and that's grounded to short. Easy play for Ivan De Jesus, and he'll toss it over. Next batter is the right fielder, Keith Moreland. This guy could hit. 302 average, 16 homers, 70 RBIs, and 83. Gross, a 6-1, strikeout 13. That will just miss. Moreland, 2-3, and against a righty, it's a ground out to second base, handled by Morgan, and he'll toss it over, 2 down. And now we'll see the left fielder, Jay Johnstone. May he rest in peace. Recently passed away, I think, a year or 2 ago. 257 average, 6 homers, 22 RBIs. Gross. 3-2, possible error. Johnstone, 4-5. That's a grounder to second base. That ball is hit to Joe Morgan. His error rating is an 8. That's a 4, and that's an error. Morgan's not going to be able to field it cleanly. It's going to bobble it and drop it. And that's going to be an error on Morgan. First error on the Phillies. They did not have any errors in the game historically. But that will be an E4. So Johnstone reaches on a mistake by Morgan. And now we'll see the catcher, Jody Davis. And this guy was a terror too. 271 average, 24 homers, 84 RBIs. Davis usually sent balls to the moon. Johnstone on at first, and he will stay there. Gross, 6-5, blank. Davis, 2-6, and that's a fly ball to center field, but it'll be easy catch for Dernier. He'll make the play and retire the side. No runs, no hits. There was an error, but the Cubs couldn't do anything with it. We'll go to the bottom of the second as Philip Reynolds now joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Turf-covered concrete, nothing like playing on it. Pretty much every visiting team hated this stadium, and pretty much the Phillies and the Eagles did too. Leading off for the Phillies will be the right fielder, Von Hayes. This guy was underrated as hell. 265 average, 6 homers, 32 RBIs. Von Hayes, a heck of a player. Noles, 5-4, error on a grounder. Hayes, 6-4. Nope, that's going to be a pop out to first base. And Bill Buckner is going to make the catch in fair territory, out number 1. Here's the catcher, Bo Diaz. Always felt he was serviceable. 236 average, 15 homers, 64 RBIs that year. Pitch from Noles, 5-4, error on a grounder. Diaz, 4-3. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. That'll be handled by Mel Hall. Hall has the ball. 2 down. I made a rhyme. And now here's the shortstop, Ivan De Jesus, 254 average, 4 homers, 45 RBIs in 83. Noles will go ahead and pitch. And 2-3, that's a blank. De Jesus, 1-4. He hits one into center field. That's an 8. And De Jesus is going to get himself a double. So De Jesus gets himself a 2-bagger. He'll hold at second base. And now we'll see the pitcher, Kevin Gross. And when it came to hitting, well, he was gross. 091 average. He did have an RBI. Will he get that RBI in this game? Strategy roll for De Jesus. He'll stay put. Noles, 5-6, wild pitch. Yes, that's going to go around Gross's back, and De Jesus will go to third. First wild pitch given up by Dickie Noles. They'll do it again. And De Jesus will stay at third base. Noles will pitch. Noles, 1-3. It's a blank. Gross, 1-5. Nope, that's a ground out to short. That'll be handled by Larry Boa. He will take care of it, toss it over, and retire the side. No runs, a hit, and a wild pitch, but it stays 1-0 after 2. Combined ERA of these two pitchers is 8.2. So I figure, and usually when I do that, I kind of figure out what the runs probably will be in the game. So I take that and I usually divide it. I actually times it by 1.5. So figuring like 12 runs possibly, but inside pitch has a mind of its own. We go to the top of the third. Leading off for the Cubs will be the shortstop, Larry Boa. Does anybody have a problem if I put him in the Hall of the Very Good? 267 average, 2 homers, 43 RBIs. Boa played a long time, too. Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Gross, 6-2, error on a throw. Boa, 5-1. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Morgan. His error rating is an 8. That's a 20. He won't make a throwing error. What he is going to do is going to throw it to first and get the out, and that is out number 1. This time, Morgan does not make a mistake. That will bring up the pitcher, Dickie Noles. He can hit 237 average and 5 RBIs in 83. You can almost be used as a DH if this was a World Series. Gross, 4-4 against the righty. Strikeout. He'll get him easily. That is the second strikeout for Gross. 2 down. And now here's Hall. Hall is 0 for 1. Gross will pitch for 1-4. Strikeout 16. He got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The inning is over. Third K for Kevin Gross, and 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. We'll go to the bottom of the third. See, Noles can pitch to 26, and Gross can pitch to 25. Bottom of the third inning coming up here. And top of the order for the Fighting Phils. Here's Bob Dernier, and he got a single his first time up. Noles, a 4-4. That's a walk plus 10. He'll walk Dernier. So Noles will now give up a base on balls. That's his first. He had 34 of them in 83. And now Charlie Hustle, he got a single his first time up. Dernier stole 2 bases his last time he was on base. But this time, Noles is going to fire to first, and no, Dernier will get back. So Noles actually keeps Dernier at first base. Dernier does not get the steal sign. Noles actually tried to pick him off. So Noles will pitch 6-4. That's a blank. Rose, 4-4. That's hit hard to right field. That's a 10, and that's going to stay up. That's going to stay up there against the righty, as Keith Moreland will get to it and make the catch for out number 1. That's a 10 against the righty. Only goes as high as 8. That's going to be a fly out to right, 1 away. Here comes Morgan. Morgan got a single his first time up. And this time, Dernier, he's going to get the steal sign again, and he's off and running. 17 plus 2 is 19. Davis is a +1. The only way he's out is on a 20. And he's not. He'll get in there. Another stolen base for Dernier. He has 3 of them. He needs to have a 7 on the strategy roll to try for third. He won't get that one. He'll stay at second this time. So Dernier on at second. Noles will pitch to Morgan. And 4-2 against the lefty. It's blank. Morgan, 5-5. And that one's hit hard to right. That's an 18. Going after that is Moreland. And he's going to make the catch. 2 down. Morgan against the righty. A 15 was as high as it can go. That was an 18. And he just missed it. So now 2 outs. And now here is Michael Jack Schmidt. He grounded a double play his first time up, though. Dernier on at second. And he's going to stay there. Noles, 6-1. Pitcher result. That's an 8. And that's going to be a base hit for Mike Schmidt right past the pitcher and up into the outfield. Dernier easily has speed. He will score. Phillies lead 2-0. Stadium cheers. Yay! RBI single for the best third baseman in baseball history as Schmidt gets to first, and it's now 2-0 Phils. And now here's Lefebvre, and he's 0 for 1. Schmidt actually had 7 steals that year, and he's staying put, though. Noles will pitch. 1-2, that's a blank. Lefebvre, 4-6. He grounds it to first. That'll be handled there by Buckner. He'll take that to the bag himself and retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit, a walk, and a steal. And the Phillies now have a 2-0 lead after 3. Can anybody here, if you were a National League fan of a team other than the Phillies, did anybody here, anytime Mike Schmidt came up to the plate, was anybody kind of worried every time he came up to the plate if you were a fan of the opposing team? As a Mets fan, every time Mike Schmidt came up to the plate, I was biting my fingernails. We go to the top of the 4th. Ryan Sandberg leads off for the Cubs. He got a single his first time up. 2-0 Phils. Gross. 3-3. Home run result. That's a 2, and that's gone. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run Rhino. Gross went ahead and just put that right over the plate. That was an absolute meatball, and Sandberg turned that into straight lasagna. It's now 2-1. Sandberg only hit 8 home runs that year, but that he will get this one, and it's now 2-1. And now the batter is Buckner. Still no one out, top of the 4th. Gross, 3-4. That's a blank. Buckner, 1-4. Fly ball to left. Lefebvre will get to that and make the play. 1 out. And now the Penguin. He's 0 for 1. Gross. 3-3. That's a home run result. That's a 6. And that ball is out of here. Kaboom! That ball's pretty high. That ball's pretty deep. That ball's pretty gone. We got a tie game. Home run Penguin. Stadium groans. They're going to go talk to Gross on the mound right now as he put 2 of them right across the middle. And all the Penguin and Rhino did was send it out. And we're tied at 2. So tied at 2 here. And now the batter is Moreland. And Moreland is 0 for 1. So the 2-0 lead didn't last long. Pitch from Gross. 3-3. That's a 3-3. That's again a home run result. But Moreland needs an 8. That's a 16. He doesn't get this one. 3-2, and instead he's going to ground it to short. That'll be handled there by DeJesus, and he'll throw it to first for out number 2. Almost back-to-back jacks. And now here's Johnstone, and he reached on an air his first time up. For any Phillies home run, his pitcher serves up the ribeye, the batter adds the peppers and the cheese. Gross will pitch. 4-2, strikeout 8. He'll get Johnstone, and the inning is over. And he'll get his 4th strikeout. But 2 runs on 2 hits, solo bombs by Rhino and by Keith Moreland. We go to the bottom of the 4th now, tied at 2. But it was nice to see a Hall of Famer hit a home run, which Ryan Sandberg did. Leading off for the Phils will be Von Hayes. He's 0 for 1. Noles will pitch. 6-6, range play. Hayes, 5-6, ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Larry Boa. His range is a 3. He's got it. Nice play by Boa. He throws it over to first for the out. So 1 down there. And here's Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 1. Noles, he will pitch. 5-2, error on a throw. Diaz, 4-3. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Mel Hall will come under it. And he's got it for out number 2. And here's DeJesus. DeJesus got a double his first time up. Noles looking in on DeJesus. 2-2 against the righty. Strikeout 12. Cold strike 3 on DeJesus, and the inning is over. And that is the first strikeout for Noles. He only had 59 of them in 83. And he sends the Phillies down in order, tied at 2 after 4. We go to the top of the 5th. Jody Davis leads off for the Chi Cubs, and he's 0 for 1. Gross. 33 again, and that ball, that's a home run. That's a possible home run. That's a 14, and it's not a possible home run anymore. It is a home run. Kaboom! That ball is high, deep, gone. Home run, Jody Davis. Stadium groans. And the Cubs now have a 3-2 lead. No lead is safe when you play inside pitch. Kevin Gross, he had that 3-3 is killing him here, and he only started 17 games, but that one has been killing him as all 3 home runs have come off that result. And now the batter is Boa. Boa is 0 for 1. As once again, this time Gross serves up another ribeye, and they not only add the peppers and the cheese, they also add the onions and the tomato sauce. Gross. 1-2, range play at the park. Veteran Stadium, 3-3. That's a grounder to short. That ball is hit to Jesus. His range is a 2. He won't get that. It'll be a base hit. So Boa gets a single, and he'll hold it first. And now the batter is Noles. Noles can hit the ball. He's got a 237 average. Really not a bunter. Let's see what comes up on the strategy roll. And that is a 1. Boa actually gets the steal sign. Let's see. 14-0. Diaz -1 is a 13. A 1-13. Cubs need this game really more than the Phillies do. Let's roll the decider. Well, actually, Jimmy, I don't know. Jimmy Jam, are you in the chat there, or are you just lurking? I don't know. I'm kind of figured to maybe send him to second. He did have 7 stolen bases, but he says go. Boa's on his way to try to steal. A 1-13. He is safe. And he is. It's a possible error on Bo Diaz. His error rating is an 8. And he is going to throw that ball into the outfield, and Boa goes to third. Oh, boy. So Boa goes to third, and then we have an E2, which is going to be the second error on the Phillies, as Bo Diaz throws it away into the outfield, and Boa's on third. Now the infield's going to come in. Dickie Noles is going to swing away now. He won't try to squeeze play, although that's not a bad idea. Squeeze play, but his bunt rating is a 3. Squeeze play? Squeeze play? He would only have a 1 to 6 in order for him to get that. Clee Baseball fan says he would not do a squeeze play. Well, since the managing on this channel is always the best, and on the best managing you'll ever see on the other over the other channels, I'm going to go with Jimmy Jam. He says swing. So now the infield is in, nobody out. Gross will pitch. Strategy roll first though, and the bunt doesn't even come up. Well, the bunt does for Noles, but he'll swing. Gross 6-1 strikeout, got him. He'll go ahead and strike out. He'll strike out Noles. That's the 5th K for Gross, but that is 1 out. Here's Hall. Hall very capable of bringing him in, but Hall has struck out twice. Strategy roll. That's a 20. Gross fires to the catcher, and the catcher fires to first, and no, nothing will happen, but that's because Gross has a balk rating. So no chance of a pickoff, but I still roll for a chance of a balk. So no balk, but Gross is now going to pitch to Hall. 3-1, blank. Hall, 3-1. Fly ball, center field. That's going to be out number 2. Hall, a sacrifice fly of 1. Hit to center plus 2 is a 3. That won't bring in Boa that way. Boa, base runner 5. Center fielder De Niro plus 2. And that makes him a 7. That makes him a 7. It won't matter. Boa will come in to score anyway. There's not going to be a throw, and it's 4-2 Cubs on the sacrifice fly. Stadium groans. So Hall will get the sacrifice fly because Bob Dernier has a lousy arm in center field. And now the batter is Sandberg. Sandberg is 2 for 2, a single and a bomb. So now 4-2 Cubs in a game they lost historically. Gross will pitch. 3-6 against a righty. It's a blank. Sandberg, 4-5, base hit into center field. Sandberg keeps the inning going. Sandberg now 3 for 3, and here comes Buckner. John Haverly joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Buckner is 0 for 2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Cubs have a 4-2 lead. Strategy roll for Sandberg. He's not going anywhere. Gross will pitch. Gross, 2-3. It's a blank. Buckner, 4-5, and that's a hit hard line drive right to De Jesus, but he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, a solo bomb by Jody Davis, and a big time sacrifice fly. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cubs pitching in 1983 may not be great, but this lineup can definitely score runs. Bottom of the 5th, leading off for the Phillies will be Kevin Gross, and he is going to bat. This is 1983, not 2024. Noles is going to go ahead and pitch. 1-6, it's a blank. Gross, a 3-6, and he grounds it right back to Noles. That'll be an easy play there, and that's the first out. And now Dernier. Dernier is 1 for 1, a single and a walk. He scored twice. Noles, 3-5, strikeout, swing and a miss. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Dickie Noles. And 2 away. And now Charlie Hustle, and he's 1 for 2. Noles sets up against Charlie Hustle. 3-1, strikeout 5, swing and a miss. Struck him out. He'll get Rose and retire the side. Third K for Noles. 1, 2, 3, go the Phils. 4-2 in favor of the Cubs. After 5. Already at the top of the 6th. And it will be the Penguin, Ron Say, leading off for the Cubs. He hit a bomb his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Gross will continue to pitch, at least for now. 4-6. That's a walk plus 10. He'll walk Say. So Say trots down to first. And that's only the first walk given up by Gross. He had 32 of them in 83. And now here's Moreland. Moreland is 0 for 2. Say had no steals, so he's not running anywhere. And Gross will pitch. 4-4 against a righty. Strikeout. 20 will miss. Moreland, 5-5. And that's a fly ball to right. Von Hayes says he's got a beat on it. And he does for the out. Here's Johnstone. Johnstone is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Anything happening with Say? The answer is no. Gross, 6-1, strikeout 19. That'll be high. Johnstone, 1-5, and Johnstone smacks one into center field. That's going to be a double. Say is mud. Is he going to score? Ron Say, base runner 1, double to center, +2 makes him a 3, and he will score. Went all the way to the wall. Johnstone holds at second base. It's 5-2 Cubs. Stadium groans. RBI double for Johnstone. And now here's Davis. And now there's action warming up in the Philly bullpen. Johnstone on at second. 1 out here. Rick Query joins us here at the vet. Johnstone on at second. Strategy rolls are still active. And nothing happening there. Johnstone on at second. Gross will pitch. Gross, 5-5. That's at the park. Veteran Stadium, 5-5. And that is a ground ball to second base. Handled there by Morgan. The throw goes to first. And Johnstone goes to third. 2 down. Gross is now tired, but they would like to see if he can finish off the inning. So here comes Boa. Boa's 1 for 2 with a single. Yes, still using version 4. Johnstone on at third. Gross going to pitch to Boa here. Now 2 outs. And nothing on the 12. Gross will go ahead and pitch to Boa. 3-4 against a switch left. Walk, and that's ball 4. So he goes ahead and walks Boa. And now the batter is Noles. And Noles, I think you let him pitch. I think if you're Chicago, but let's see what Jimmy Jam wants to do. Do you want me to take him out or do you want him to bat? He has 6 batters left before he can tire. So what does Jimmy Jam want to do for his Cubs here? Don't know what he wants to do here. I'm kind of caught between bringing in a pinch hitter, even though it's kind of early. 3-4 was blank, right? Yes. No, it was a yeah. So what do we do here, you think? He says replace. So he's going to take Noles out of the game now, and we'll see a new batter for the Cubs. And it is going to be Leon Bull Durham, 258 average, 12 homers, 55 RBIs. So Durham is going to come into the game. Noles leads with a W. And Kevin Gross is going to pitch to him because Gross actually does better against righties Durham does not hit righties very well. So now 2 outs, 5-2. Gross trying to get out of this jam here. Fans here at the vet hoping for a good pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 5. Boa stays put. Gross will pitch. 6-3. And boy, that's not what you wanted. That's a fatigue result. That's a base hit right past the pitcher, and that'll bring in a run. Johnstone will score. Boa goes to third. Durham at first. 6-2 Cubs, and that is it for Gross. Stadium groans. RBI single by Durham, and that will be it for Kevin Gross, as he has to come out of the game on that roll, and that will do it for him. Next batter for the Cubs is Hall. He's 0 for 3. And let's see who the Phillies want to bring in to pitch. And now down 4 runs. Need a pitcher that can actually give some batters here. Got lefty, right, left. Right, left. It really doesn't matter. Coming on to pitch for the Phillies is going to be Willie Hernandez. 9 wins, 4 losses, 8 saves, a 3.28 ERA. Willie Hernandez will be the second pitcher. Gross leaves with the L. So now runners of the corners with 2 outs. Now 6-2 Cubs. Oh, you be quiet, Jimmy Jam. There's no better managing here on this channel. Better than all those other channels. Boa on at third, Durham on at first. Strategy roll still active, nothing on the 12. Hernandez, 5-6, strikeout. He'll get Hall, and that'll retire the side. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks. And the Cubs now have a 6-2 lead going in the bottom of the 6th. Leading off for the Phillies will be Joe Morgan. He is 1 for 2. They got left, right, left coming up for the Phillies. So let's see who the Cubs want to bring on to pitch. And they are going to go with... Coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Craig Lefferts. 3 wins, 4 losses, a save, a 3.13 ERA. Lefferts will be the second Cub pitcher. And he is the lefty. So Craig Lefferts will now come on to pitch. Boy, does that name bring back some memories. Morgan will lead off here. Bottom of the 6th, 6-2 Cubs. Lefferts, 6-6, strikeout, got him. He'll go ahead and strike out Morgan easily. He had 60 Ks in 83, 1 out. And now Michael Jack Schmidt. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Lefferts will pitch. 5-1, strikeout 7, swing and a miss, struck him out. And he'll go ahead and get Schmidt 2 away. And here's Lefebvre, and he's 0 for 2. Lefferts dealing right now. Lefferts will go ahead and pitch to Lefebvre. 4-2, strikeout 3, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Lefferts strikes out the side, 1-2-3. And it stays 6-2 after 6. Yep, bringing in Craig Lefferts. What a spectacular management call here by this channel. All those other channels pale in comparison to the managing on this channel. We go to the top of the 7th. Willie Hernandez will stay out to pitch. He can still pitch to 5 more batters. Ryan Sandberg leads off for the Cubs. Rhino is 3 for 3 tonight, a homer and 2 singles. 6-2, favor of the Cubs. Hernandez will pitch. 5-3, strikeout 12. That's going to miss. Rhino, 3-3. That's a ground out to short. That'll be handled by De Jesus. And they'll finally retire Rhino, 1 down. Here's Buckner. Buckner is 0 for 3. You need a spirit animal in there, wouldn't you? Hernandez, 2-4. That's a blank. Buckner, 3-4. Fly ball left field. And Lefebvre will get to that. And Buckner is 0 for 4 today, 2 down. And now the Penguin. The Penguin is 1 for 2, a home run and a walk. Hernandez going ahead and pitching. 6-1, error on a throw. Say, 3-6. That's a ground out to short. That ball is handled by DeJesus. His error rating is an 8. That's a 19. It's going to be a nice throw to Rose, and the inning will end there. 1, 2, 3, go the Cubs. Finally, as the Phillies maybe stop the bleeding a little bit. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we have 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Tonight's game is the final game in the month of July. There will be no baseball game for me tomorrow night. I will return on Friday night. And we're going from one side of Chicago. We're going from the Vet to see the other side of Chicago. And I know that Jimmy Jam won't miss this one. It'll be Friday night. It'll be August 1st. It will be the New York Yankees taking on the Chicago White Sox. Heck of a matchup there between two division leaders. Ray Fontenot will be going for the Yankees, and Floyd Bannister will be going for the White Sox. That'll be Friday night at 7:30, or normal channel here on the network. No game tomorrow night. Standings after July will be posted in the Facebook group. So don't miss that one. Yankees, White Sox, Fontenot, and Bannister. That will be Friday night here on the network. As David Vega and Michael Peterson join us here at Veterans Stadium. He needs a fluffy cat. Bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs have a 6-2 lead here. Craig Lefferts. He can still pitch to 2 more batters here. He only can pitch to 5, but we'll see how long he can go. Leading off for the Phillies will be Von Hayes. He is 0 for 2. Chicago pitching staff doing a good game tonight. Lefferts will pitch. 6-2. That's an automatic out. And it's a fly to left. Johnstone will grab it. And that's the first out. 1 down. Next up is Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 2. Lefferts. 3-4. Home run chance. The one is good against the lefty. Diaz needs a 7. Does he get the Phillies 1 run closer? Yes, he does. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Bo Diaz. Stadium cheers. Yay! It's a 1-run home run. It's a solo shot for Diaz. But now it is 6-3 as Lefferts made a mistake on that one, and Diaz just sent that one out barely, but it cleared the wall, and it got him. Lefferts is now tired, and the next batter is DeJesus. DeJesus is 1 for 2. They want to see if Lefferts can at least complete the inning. There is 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. So Lefferts will pitch to Jesus, and here comes the deal. Lefferts, 2-1, strikeout, no. To Jesus, 5-5. That's a line out right to short. That's gloved by Boa. 2 down. And now we'll see a pinch hitter for Willie Hernandez as the Phillies will go to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit is going to be Gary Matthews. 258 average, 10 homers, 50 RBIs. So Lefferts will pitch to Matthews. They want Lefferts to finish the inning out, but now it's a 6-3 ball game. Lefferts will pitch. 3-4. Error on a throw. Matthews. 2-1. That's a power 20. And that is just going to die out there easily as Moreland's going to have plenty of room on one hit. A solo bomb by Bo Deep. It's now 6-3 after 7. Matthews gave it a ride, but didn't quite clear out. We go to the 8th. Leading off for the Tri-Cubs is Keith Moreland, and he is 0 for 3. Moreland looking for a hit here. Phillies need a pitcher, and they got right, left, right coming up. So let's see. The Phillies are going to stay with the righty. So coming on to pitch for the Phillies is going to be Ron Reed. 9 wins, a loss, 8 saves, a 3.48 ERA. So Reed becomes the 3rd Philly pitcher. And now here at the top of the 8th, 6-3 in favor of the Cubs. Reed, he can pitch to 7. And we'll see what he does. Reed with the pitch. 5-6, that's a blank. Moreland, 5-3. And against the righty, it's a ground ball to short. And that will be handled there by De Jesus. And that will be out number 1. Here's Johnstone. Johnstone is 1 for 3, a double, and reached on an error. Pitch from Reed. 4-2. It's a blank. Johnstone, 3-1. Base hit. Hits one past second base. And Johnstone gets his 2nd hit of the night. It'll now bring up Davis. Davis is 1 for 3. What does the H on attempt mean? What do you mean an H? What on the batter card? On the batter card, Michael? Is that what you're asking? Or no, you're talking about this. That's if a roll comes up, you're like a question mark roll on the card, you then go to this and you roll and you let the D20 decide. A 1-9 would be a single, a 10-12 would be a double, anything higher is an out to that location. And you may have got against the lefty and a righty. So that's how that works. So against the lefty, against the righty would be a 6. Johnstone on at first. 1 out here. 6-3 Cubs. Strategy rolls are off. Reed. 2-1. Strikeout. 11. He got him. Called 3 on Davis. And Reed had 73 Ks in 83. Gets a big strikeout there. And now here's Boa. Boa is 1 for 2, single and a walk. I hope that answered your question there, Michael. I know you just got the game and you're learning it. Please take your time. Watch my demo games. Ask questions in the chat and the Facebook group. Ask Chris questions. He'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I understand people say about the learning curve, but once you get it down, it's really easy. And make one of these here, Michael. Make a helper card. I use it. I've been playing this. I played almost 1,000 games of Inside Pitch, and I use this card. Make a helper card. Johnstone on at first. Here's Boa. Reed will pitch. 1-5. Strikeout. He got him. Called strike 3 on Boa. That's a 5, and the inning is over. Another strikeout by Reed. No runs and a hit for the Cubs. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Craig Lefferts is tired. Top of the order for the Phillies is Bob Dernier. Lefferts coming out of the game. He did his job, though. And the Cubs are going to go to the bullpen. And they got right switch left. And the Cubs are going to go with... I don't want to bring out Smith yet. And they are going to go with... They have the lead. So in this case, I think I'll go with the higher pitcher. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Mike Prawley. 1 win, 5 losses, a save, a 3.58 ERA. So Prawley goes ahead. Lefferts doesn't get a hold because it gave up a run. But Prawley will now be the third pitcher. So Mike Prawley will pitch to Dernier here to start the bottom of the 8th. 6-3 Cubs. Yes, all my demo games are on the channel, Michael. Every single one. Just go to the channel if you want and type in the search bar demo. It should bring up every single one. Prawley, 1-5, range play. Dernier, 5-3. It's a ground out to short. That ball is handled by Boa. His range is a 3. He won't get it. It's a base hit. Dernier has a single. Boa couldn't make the play. Second hit of the game for Dernier. And now here comes Hustle. Hustle is 1 for 3. Strategy rolls are off. Dernier is not stealing here, even though he probably would make it. But you're down by 3 runs. Prawley will pitch. 5-1 against the switch left. That's a blank. Rose, 2-6. And that's a ground ball to short. 3-3-4. Second base pivot. Sandberg +1 is a 5. And they'll get the double play. 2 down. 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs as Rose grounds out into the twin killing. And now here's Morgan. Morgan 1 for 3. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 8th, 6-3 Cubs. Prawley, 4-2. Range play at the park. The vet, 4-3. That's hit hard to right. That's a 20. And that's going to be too high. So now it's a fly ball to right field. Going after that is Moreland. His range is a 2. He won't get it, and that's going to be a double for Morgan. He doesn't make the play, and that's a 2. So Morgan will get a double to keep the inning going. Tough play there for Moreland, just out of his reach. And now with 1 swing at a bat, this guy can get this game closer. He is 1 for 3. Morgan on at second, 2 outs. 6-3 Cubs. Fans here at the vet hoping the Phillies can pull it off. Prawley looking in on Schmidt. Fans are loud. Prawley will pitch. 2-1. And against a righty, it's an automatic out. And that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Sandberg will take that. Throws to first. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits for the Phillies. And after 8, it is still 6-3 favor of the Cubbies. Go to the top of the 9th. Ron Reed will stay out there. He'll pitch. Pinch hitter coming in for Mike Prawley as Lee Smith warming up in the bullpen for the Cubs. So we'll see a new pitcher for the Cubs as well as a batter here. And they're going to go with Thad Bosley. 292 average, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. Thad Bosley, the only lefty in the bench, so he's going to go ahead and bat here against Reed. Thad Bosley. Boy, does that bring back some memories, I'm sure. Reed will pitch. 3-1 against the lefty. Blank. Bosley, 3-3. Base hit into right field. Bosley will get a single. So leadoff man on base for the Phillies. For the Cubs, and here's Hall. Hall was 0 for 4, but he does have a sacrifice fly. Bosley on at first. He'll stay at first. Reed will pitch. 4-2. It's a blank. Hall. 4-6. And that's a single right past short. And that's going to be a base hit. Bosley will hold at second base. And now the Cubs looking for some insurance. 2 batters, 2 hits. And now here's Rhino. Rhino is 3 for 4 tonight. 2 singles and a bomb. Nobody out, top of the ninth. Cubs looking to get some more here. Reed's going to pitch to Sandberg. Fans here at the vet hoping Reed can get out of this jam. 4-1 against the righty. It's an automatic. Out. And that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Do they turn it? 2-1-2. Shortstop pivot to Jesus, -1. They won't get the double play. Bosley will go to third. Hall will be thrown out at second. Sandberg reaches first, and that's out number 1. They didn't turn the double play, so that is a fielder's choice. And now the batter is Buckner. Reed is tired. That will be it for him. He will come out. Buckner is 0 for 4. Infield is coming in. Phillies do not want any more runs to score. And we'll see a batter for Buckner. And the Phillies are going to go with a lefty. And coming on to pitch for the Phillies is going to be Al Holland. 8 wins, 4 losses, 25 saves, a 2.26 ERA. They're going to go with Holland here now to try to keep it where it is. One of the better pitchers the Phillies had in the bullpen is Al Holland. Runners at the corners, 1 out. The infield is in. Bosley on at third, Sandberg on at first. Holland will pitch to Buckner. 5-2 against the lefty. It's a blank. Buckner. 3-2. That's hit hard to center field. That's a 4. And against the lefty, Buckner's going to drive in a run, and the Cubs will get another run there. That's a single to set. That's a single to center field. Sandberg, base runner 4, a single to center, a 0, and that's a 3. He will make third. 7-3 Cubs. Stadium groans. RBI single by Bill Buckner. And now the batter is the Penguin. And now the Phillies are thinking about the next game to play. So now runners in the corner, still 1 out. But now it's a 7-3 game. And they're going to try to turn the 2 and just get out of this inning. So here is Say. He is 1 for 3. He has a walk and a bomb. Holland will pitch to Say. Fans here at the vet, some are beginning to leave. Holland with the pitch. 4-1. It's a blank. Say. 5-2. That's a fly ball to center field. That's going to be caught by Dernier. And that is the second out. Say is a sacrifice fly of 3. Hit to center +2 makes him a 5. And that is a 6. He doesn't score Sandberg. But Sandberg now tries on his own. Base runner 4. Dernier +2 is a 6. It won't matter. Sandberg will still score. It's 8-3. Stadium groans. Say gets a sacrifice fly. And he'll bring in a run, and he'll bring in Sandberg from third. And it's now an 8-3 ball game. And now the fans here at the vet are beginning to leave. And now the batter is Moreland with 2 outs. Buckner on at first. He stays there. So Holland will now pitch to Moreland. Fans here at the vet, the ones that are still hoping for something, pitch from Holland. 3-5. Error on a throw. Moreland. 1 ground ball to short. That ball is hit to De Jesus. His error rating is an 8. That's a 10. He's not going to make an error. He's going to throw to first to get Moreland, and that will retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits and a sacrifice fly, and the Cubs now have an 8-3 lead. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Joe Lefebvre leads off for the Fightin' Phils. He is 0 for 3. Cubs need a pitcher. Lee Smith was going to come out, but now with this game pretty much almost in hand, they're not going to bring him. They're going to bring out somebody else. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Warren Brewster. Or I think it's Brewster. I just pronounced Brewster, I believe. Warren Brewster, 3 wins, a loss, a save, a 2.35 ERA. Warren Brewster is going to come out and try to close the game. Lee Smith is ready just in case. Brewster will pitch. 3-3. That's a walk plus 10, and he'll walk Lefebvre like all my relief pitchers do when I bring them in, and that's a leadoff walk. So the Phillies get the leadoff man on. Here's Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 3. Lefebvre on it first. Brewster will pitch. 4-1. Strikeout. 15 will be missed. Hayes. 3-3. And it's a ground ball to first. 3-3-3. Shortstop. Pivot Boa. +1 is a 4. No. That's going to be only taken at first base as Buckner makes sure he gets it, and he'll get to the bag and make sure he gets the out, 1 away. But the runner does move up as they could not turn the 2. And now here's Diaz. Diaz is 1 for 3. He had a bomb his last time up. Lefebvre on it second. 8-3 Cubs, bottom of the 9th. Brewster, 5-5. Home run chance, but the 11 is high. Diaz, 1-4, but he will get a base hit to left field. That's going to be a single to left. Lefebvre has a base running rating of 1. So a single to left +1 makes him a 2. It is not at the 6-run option. I think you really hold him here. I don't think you try to score with that base running rating of a 1. 33% chance of scoring. It's not the 6-run option. It's only 5-run difference. So Scooney says hold him, and we will. So Lefebvre is just going to go station to station, and the base will have runners at the corners. So a single for Diaz, and now the batter is De Jesus. Phillies are checking the bench to see what they got here. They do have some black batters that can actually hit this ball. De Jesus is the shortstop, and they are I think we make a change here. De Jesus is going to come out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit for the Phillies is going to be Greg Gross. 302 average, no homers, 29 RBIs. Kiko Garcia can take over at short if necessary, so I will need a shortstop if necessary. I do have another shortstop on the bench, but Greg Gross will pinch hit against Brewster. So now runners at the corners with 1 out. The Cubs are going to play the infield back. These runners on base don't mean anything. Brewster will go ahead and pitch to Gross. Brewster, 3-2 at the park. Veterans Stadium. 5-4, and it's a ground ball to first. Do they turn the double play? 2-2-2. Shortstop pivot Boa +1 is a 3. That's your game. Picked up there by Buckner. He's got it. Throws to Boa. Boa pumps once, pumps twice, throws to first. That's your game. Cubs will come away with the win tonight, 8-3. Stadium groans. No runs and a hit for the Phils as they ground down to a game-ending double play. And the Cubs will take an 8-3 win tonight here at the Vet. In a game they needed. The Cubs will now back to 500 at 50-50. The Phillies now drop to 54-42. Final line score coming up. For the Cubs, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The winning pitcher is Dickie Noles. He'll wind up with the win. Kevin Gross will take a tough loss. No hold for Lefferts. No hold for, and probably will get a hold. And so will Brewster. When he came in, it really wasn't a safe situation. So, but both those pitchers will get some holds. So a nice win here for the Cubs, as they definitely needed the victory. The Phillies still fighting with the Expos for top place in the National League East. But we are not done. 10-minute ticker is next. I don't know about you, but that was an exciting game. A good game to end the month on. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Cubs are going to get a nice 8-3 win here over the Phillies. Let's see how we end the month. Let's start with July 29th, Texas at Baltimore. Rangers 461, that is 6. Orioles 664, that is 7. Another win for the O's. Milwaukee at Boston. Brewers 2064, that's 10. Red Sox 1256, that's 7. That's a win for the Brew Crew. Yankees and the White Sox. Oakland and California, my bad. Athletics 1155, that's 6. Angels 1333, and that's 4. It's a win for the A's. Now the Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees 14-12, and that is 1. White Sox 8-11, that's 0. Oof, bad rolls, but that's a win for the Yanks. Kansas City at Detroit. Royals 456, that is 5. Tigers 1742, that is 5, and they will go to extras. Both teams roll a 1. Kansas City is a +3. Detroit is a 0. So that will be a win for the Royals. Seattle at Minnesota. Mariners 726. That is 3. Twins 931. That is 3. That is 3. They will go to extras. Mariners roll a 6. +0. Twins roll a 3 +0, and that is a win for the M's. Cleveland at Toronto. Indians 1123, and that is 3. Blue Jays 1732, that's 4. That's a win for the Jays. Cincinnati at Houston. Reds 463, that is 6. Astros 224, that is 2. That's a win for the Reds. That game belongs to the Reds. Cardinals and the Expos. Cardinals 452, that is 4. Expos 924, and that's 3. That's a nice win for the Redbirds. Pirates and the Mets. Pirates 615, and that's 1. Mets 223, and they just pull it out. That's 2. And well, my Mets will have a happy recap. Braves and the Padres in a doubleheader. Important series in the National League West. Atlanta 15-15, and that is 2. Padres 553, that is 5, and that's a win for the Friars in game 1. Braves 852, that is 5. Padres 1114, and that is 2, and they'll split the twin bill. Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers 1026, 3 runs. Giants 362, and that's 6 runs, a win for the G-Men. July 30th, Texas at Baltimore. Rangers 132, that's 2 runs. Orioles 1143, and that's 5 runs. And all the Orioles are doing is winning, winning, and winning. Milwaukee at Boston. Brewers 1335, and that's 4. Red Sox 1146, and that is 5. That's a win for the Bo Sox. Oakland at California in a doubleheader. Athletics 1021, 2 runs. Angels 1463, 8 runs. The Halos win the first. Oakland 1314, and that is 2 runs. Angels 1042, that's 4 runs, and the Halos take both games against the A's. Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees 651, that's 5. White Sox 1262, that's 7. And the Chi-Sox will get the win. Kansas City at Detroit. Royals 325, that's 2. Tigers 1164, that's 8. That's a win for the Cats. Seattle at Minnesota. Mariners 1133, 4 runs. Twins 1314, and that is 2 runs. That's a win for the Mariners. Cleveland at Toronto. Indians 445, and that's 4. Blue Jays 1665, that's 10. That's an easy win for the Jays. Reds and the Astros. Reds 312, and that's 0. Astros 142, and that's 3. And the Stros will get that win. Cardinals and the Expos. Cardinals 513, that's 1. Expos 1015, that's 2. Win for the Expos. Pirates and the Mets. Pirates 1064, and that's 8. Mets 231, and that's 2. And the win raise the Jolly Roger. Cubs and the Phillies in a doubleheader. Very important doubleheader. Cubs 1341, and that is 5. Phillies 1155, that's 6. The Phillies get the first. Cubs 722, that's 2. Phillies 1244, that's 5. And the Phillies will take both games. Braves and the Padres. Braves 1042, that's 4. Padres 733, that is 3. That's a win for the Bravos. Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers 841, 4 runs. Giants 615, and that's 1 run. And that's a win for the Dodgers. On to July 31st, Texas at Baltimore. Rangers 043, that's 3. Orioles 1061, and what do you know? Another win for the Blackbirds. Milwaukee at Boston. Brewers 1251, and that is 6. Red Sox 562, that is also 6. Those guys are going to extras. Both teams roll a 6. Milwaukee's a +0. Boston's a +1. That'll be a win for the Red Sox. Oakland at California. Athletics 821, and that's 2. Angels 1262, and that is 7. The Angels are not going away. Yankees and the White Sox. We have these guys on Friday. Yankees 1026, that's 3. White Sox 1163, that is 8. And that's a win for the White Sox. Kansas City and Detroit in a doubleheader. More important than for the Tigers than it is the Royals, at least right now. Royals 821, that is 2. Tigers 1222, that's 3. The Tigers win the first. Royals 1342, and that is 5. Tigers 2114, that's 3. They'll split the Twin Bills. Seattle at Minnesota. Mariners 245, 4 runs. Twins 813, and that is 1 run, a win for the M's. Cleveland and the Blue Jays. Indians 14 15, and that is 2. Blue Jays 15-26. That's 4. A win for the Bluebirds. Reds and the Astros. Reds 6-34 and 3 runs. Astros 10-34, 4 runs. That game goes to the Astros. Cardinals and the Expos. Cardinals 8-35, and that's 4. Expos 11-45, that's 5, and the Expos get the win. Pirates and the Mets in a doubleheader. More important for Pittsburgh than is the Mets. My Mets are dead last. Pirates 5-15, and that is 1. Mets 5-64, and that's 7. My Mets get 1 happy recap. Pirates 10-63, that is 7. Mets minus 113, that's 0, and they'll split the twin bill. Raise the Jolly Roger. Cubs and the Phillies. Cubs 2-12-0. Phillies 10-25, 3 runs, win for the Phils. Braves and the Padres. Braves 6-11, that's 0. Padres 4-36, that's 3. That's a win for the Friars. Dodgers and the Giants in a doubleheader. Dodgers 8-34, and that's 3. Giants 9-35, that is 4. That's a win for the G-Men, game number 2. Dodgers 10-56, that is 6. Giants 8-22, and that is 2. And they'll split the twin bill. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always Friday. No baseball tomorrow night, as I'll take a night off between the months. Friday night, we start the month of August. August 1st, it will be the New York Yankees taking on the Chicago White Sox. Ray Fontenot will be going for the Yankees, and Floyd Bannister will be going for the White Sox. Both teams lead those divisions. We're coming close to the pennant race. Only 1 month to go before we get there. Big game on Friday night. Yankees and the White Sox. Be there or be square. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys Friday night. The Cubs win! Cubs win! As Harry Carey would say, Cubs win! They beat the Phillies tonight, 8-3. We'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good one.